So it's recording. Good to
Hi.
go. Hi.
Hi, lovely to see you again.
Yes, good to see you. Thanks for having me.
Can you tell us a bit about what you do and the holistic therapies?
Yes, so I'm Kiki Tyler. I am a Reiki master teacher and a sound healer, as well as a spiritual marketer. So I weave my energy work and sound healing work into the content that I create for both myself and my clients. And I primarily work with female entrepreneurs and women who are looking to move through blocks. Self-worthiness comes up a lot, imposter syndrome, um, just self-limiting beliefs so that they can step into their power, use their voice, and feel more complete, have that clarity and purpose about their life.
And can you tell people a little bit about imposter syndrome? I hear that coming up a lot just lately.
Yeah, so I would describe it as the fear of being the expert and kind of holding you back from speaking what you know to be true. So I know I've dealt with it at various levels. I don't believe it ever goes away. You just get used to overcoming whatever level you're at, and then it'll come up again, and you have different tools to combat it. Some of the women I work with, it could be about being a good mom. It can be about being the best person in their position in their career. For my spiritual clients, do they know enough to help their clients? Have they been doing it long enough? Do they need to get that next certification? And many times the answer is no, and it's about trusting ourselves. And if the person that we're helping is a few steps behind us and we can help them get to where we are, then that makes us expert, right?
Yeah. And sometimes you can even learn from the client, can't you, in a way that might teach you something?
Absolutely. I feel that they're a mirror, and the people I work with are there to teach me as much as I'm there to help them. And I just feel like it's very symbiotic and
Yeah,
it's a blessing.
it's a
But
lovely energy when it works like that and it's beneficial for both of you. And what
yes.
type of Reiki do you do?
So I have a few modalities. The traditional Usui Reiki, Universal Life Force Energy. That's my go-to. I've been working a lot with Dragon Reiki, so calling in the power of the dragons. And I work with the elemental dragons. I work with them when there's a block with a client and they've tried other things, or maybe we've been working together on the same challenge for a period of time, and we really kind of want to burn it down and get to the root of it and dissolve it. The dragons are really helpful for that. And also Celtic Reiki. Celtic Reiki taps into the power of the trees and nature and the earth. So you take nourishment from above, the sunshine, as well as below in the earth and the roots. So getting nourishment and answers from above and below.
Excellent. And you do that distance as well, do you, or just in person?
Yes, I actually my whole practice is virtual. I have I haven't had any in-person clients because I began my practice during COVID, um, and it's still been 100% virtual. I love it. I'm looking to rent places and do in-person sound baths soon because I think that would be great. But I also offer sound baths and sound healings virtually as well.
That's lovely. And what type of sound do you use? Is it singing bowls or?
Yeah, so I
Mm.
started with crystal quartz singing bowls, and I have slowly built up my whole set. So I have eight. I have all the seven chakras, and then I have the miracle tone, the 528 hertz. So I have the full octave, and then I added on the koshi chimes, so the bamboo chimes that are tuned to each one of the elements. I bring those in. I've recently added a gong with its soothing tones and melodies to help ease away stress and tension. Most of the women that come to me for the sound healing, they want to reduce stress. They're not sleeping, and that they're fighting this anxiety and depression. And all three of those things are woven tightly together. And 30-minute sound bath, 1 hour sound bath, they feel refreshed, invigorated. Like a weight has been lifted is some of the words that they've used. Just like things have been released, even if they had tension in, say, their low back, or some have had a headache going into a session, it has been relieved by the end of the session, or some symptoms that it has helped with.
Yeah, it's all about the vibration. And I've even heard that even some deaf people can benefit from the sound bath purely through
Yes.
the vibration. Yeah.
So I had a client, and she has the device in her ear that she can turn it up so she can hear a little bit, but she actually took them off because I wasn't sure how the frequency, I didn't want it to burn out or cause like a sharp piercing in her ear. But she felt everything. She was on the floor. She could feel it coming up through the floor. She could feel it through her skin. And like, I could just see her smiling as I was walking around with the different instruments. I was able to do that live at a retreat I was at recently. And it was a beautiful experience to offer that in person.
Lovely. And do you hope to do more retreats?
I would love to host one of my own. I was actually as a participant, and we were given the opportunity to share our different gifts, and I had traveled with my instruments. So I offered a sunset sound bath. So everyone was either laying in the grass or had pulled out their camping chair. They had their blankets on and they were watching the sunset. And I was able to walk in between, playing my bowls and chimes and gong. And the women on the ground said they could feel the vibrations coming up through the earth. It was very fascinating. They were almost like in a trance-like state, and they were very at peace.
Yeah, it definitely is really beneficial when I've done it a few times. And it's nice as well when you can do it outside.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's amazing. I mean, I play them every day for myself. It grounds me. It centers me. I have two cats. They like to come in and lay around the bowls, and it's very calming and soothing for them. And I love that it's non-invasive. So sometimes if something aches in my body, I play the bowl that's associated with that body part, and it will alleviate the pressure. And a lot of times it's an emotion that's trapped that's causing the pain.
Yeah.
And I've done talk therapy. I am not discounting it. It's just a different type when you go into the holistic modalities and the energy work, whether it's Reiki or sound or many of the other ones out there. It's nice that you don't have to go back and rehash it and talk about it and drum up all of the emotions and the charge around certain things, and it can just be released out of your energetic bodies. I mean, I tell people it's magic.
It is.
It
And
is, yeah.
sometimes it's easier for people to have a therapy where they don't have to talk because talking
Yes.
can be too painful for some people. Yeah.
Yes, and many of the women I talk to, they're working a 9 to 5. They have a busy household. They're talking all the time, so it is refreshing to not have to speak and also to have someone hold that space for you. And I'm also an introvert, so like I have a certain amount of energy for talking and outbound activity. So for me to be quiet and recharge and receive is a big deal. And I blocked that a lot in the beginning. It was really hard for me to receive help. I was the one giving the help, whether it was in my family or for friends or at work. And my cup was empty. It was constantly empty, and you can't pour from an empty cup. And that's where you get the short fuse, or you're quick to anger, or the resentment might come in, or you have the dis-ease. So your immune system's down and you start to get sick more regularly. So all of these modalities can help prevent that without ever having to go to the doctor or to take medication, and just that holistic approach with try it. Maybe it'll fix it first. Um, it doesn't take the place of modern medicine. I believe they work very well hand in hand. I've had people that have benefited from the sound healing and from the Reiki who have been on an advanced or aggressive medical prescription, multiple medications, but their body was absorbing it and they were healing faster because they were in a more relaxed state versus if they were just taking the medication by itself. So they do work
Definitely.
well
Yeah.
together.
And it's also positive mindset, isn't it? If you believe
Yeah,
you're going to heal, you will heal quicker,
absolutely.
I think.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. And do you have a favorite therapy?
Oh, I love sound.
Yeah.
Sound is that's my go-to. I recently completed my Akashic Records training, so I'm going to be weaving that in as well and helping people with ancestral healing, soul contracts, cutting cords, and really releasing things in the past that greatly are impacting or potentially holding you back in the present. Like maybe you have a limiting belief and you don't know where it came from. It could be from a past life, and kind of going back in time and healing that. So I'm excited to to
Yeah,
offer that.
exactly. That'll be really fun, and it'll really complement your other therapies.
Yes, and I didn't realize it until I was going through the training. I've been in the Akashic records in some of my Reiki sessions. Um, so now I'm officially allowed to. I have access.
Excellent. And what type of work do you do with your marketing?
Yes, so I use my Reiki and sound to get into a meditative state to receive and channeled messages to create marketing content. So it could be the graphic or the colors or the message, it could be some of the copy. And then when I'm working with clients, I get into their frequency of them and their business and what they've described to me as their soul aligned client. So I'm meditating on that frequency and what could they say to attract more of their people that they could help. And then I also receive channeled messages and direction that way. So I it created my own content creation ceremony before I ever sit down to write. So I smudge everything in my space, the computer, the laptop, everything I'm going to use. I use sound, and then I sit in silence. I've got a pad and pen next to me, and I jot things down as it comes through, and then I create. So
Excellent.
yeah,
And are there
it's
any
for
people that have really sort of inspired you? I like people like Wayne Dyer, found him really useful. And I'm just reading Seth Speaks at the moment. And I think it's good on your spiritual path to look at people that have been well established and around. Is there anyone that stands out for you?
So I've been reading Linda Howe and her Akashic Record books, some of Sylvia Hill's books on shamanism, Reiki, and Celtic shamanism. And I just started the Good Energy book by Tess Whitehurst. That is fascinating. I love it so much. And I've been watching or listening to Matt Kahn on YouTube, and of course, Abraham Hicks. They're all,
Yeah.
there's so many amazing people and leaders and mentors out there at your fingertips. Literally, you can go find a podcast, you can find YouTube. The inspiration is there. Just be open to it. I do like going to YouTube and just typing in a word and seeing what I'm drawn to play based on the picture or the
Mm.
words or the title. And I'm like, oh, there's a message here for me. I'm supposed to listen to this today. And then I'll go about my walk with my AirPods in and listen to the message. And usually there's something that resonates and it's for me, it's for a client, it's for a project I'm working on. So, yeah, I think utilizing those resources is amazing.
Definitely. And to finish, is there anything you'd like to say to the listeners? A message of inspiration?
Be easy on yourself and allow that space and grace to grow. We're our own toughest critic. I know because I've beat myself up quite a bit. And self-compassion, self-love, self-forgiveness, there is a place for it. And I often fought the tears and didn't want to open that floodgate because I didn't think I'd ever stop, but just allowing them to flow, it gets so much easier and it is so much brighter on the other side. And you don't have to go through it alone. There are so many resources, so many people out there to help you through it. And it's just beautiful if you're open to that. So, space and grace.
Yeah. And allowing. That's great. Well,
Yes.
thanks very much. And can we pop some links underneath and people can find out more about you?
Absolutely. Yes. I have Reiki and sound sessions. I'm virtual. I put together a chakra power sound bath, like mini sessions. So I created a sound bath for each chakra with some affirmations and a guided meditation so that you'll have lifetime access to that. So you can have that at your fingertips. And then, yeah, connect with me on my socials. I love getting messages in my DMs, and I have a spiritual business owner like, free Facebook group where we all connect, collaborate, accountability, support, and just kind of help each other through wherever we are.
Great. We'll pop all those links below.
Thank
And
you so
thanks very
much.
much. And it's been lovely to chat to you again.
Likewise. Thanks for having me, Larry. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right,
Thanks.
take care.